Prolonged persistent drought conditions are expected to blanket much of the western U.S. this spring. That's the latest from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Cronkite News' Evan Liss joins us now. And Evan, this news comes on the heels of a dry winter, right?
That's right. We had a dry and warm winter, which didn't bring much snowpack to the mountains. Now, NOAA's spring weather outlook shows that all of Arizona has at least a 50% chance of seeing drought conditions develop or worsen through the end of spring. A drought outlook like this one is produced by looking at the current state of dryness mixed with what's anticipated, which in our case is little precipitation and much more warmth.
For Arizona and much of the Southwest, it's kind of a persistence story. And what I mean by that is more of the same, right? We've had the dry, we've had the warm, and overall those trends are favored into the spring months.
We are also just beginning to see what kind of monsoon season awaits Arizona in the next 6 months or so. These predictions are obviously much farther out than the spring ones, but as of right now, it's good news. The Climate Prediction Center shows that south central Arizona will likely see near normal or even above average precipitation during July through September. And most of the country could see a hot and dry summer under La Nina conditions. And if that's the case in Arizona, the monsoon could actually be triggered earlier than normal.
That would be the hope, right? Because if we can get some of that rain going, we could dent the drought a little bit. But of course, you don't want it to come too fast and furious like we had last summer at causing a catastrophic flooding conditions in some parts of Arizona.
And it's all about, in monsoon season, that mix of the rain that we so desperately need and also not having it come all at once to the point where there's threat to property and lives. This week, though, that is not at all a threat. We have no rain in the forecast. In fact, it's the opposite. The warmest temperatures of the season are on their way. Upper 90s in the weekend are possible before we cool down on Monday. So what's the reason for this? We have this expansive, anomalously strong ridge of high pressure extending from the Pacific down, up into Canada, warm and sunny, above average temperatures for a huge swath of land. Now, once this ridge moves over us, we're going to start to heat up as well. As I said, it's late week into the weekend when this happens. This high pressure system moseys over us. Saturday is going to be the epicenter, if you will, of that heat. Then that high pressure moves out. Early next week, we have a hard stop in those very warm temperatures as we have a coastal storm system start to impact the region. We don't know what kind of rainfall we're going to get from it yet, but we will see at the beginning of next week. If you're visiting or if you have a pool in your backyard, this is the time where you're going to want to start to use it. It's the first 90s for many of the season. 87 tomorrow, Thursday, 94 on Thursday. Then by Saturday, we're already at 96 degrees. If you're visiting from elsewhere, I hope you're near a pool if you're not used to this sort of weather. In the 7-day, or looking at our 8-day forecast, as I said, we have a huge warming trend going into the weekend. High to mid-level clouds for Saturday and Sunday shouldn't be too much of an issue if you're out by the pool. Monday, Tuesday, we have that storm system start to move in, 77 degrees, that hard stop to the very warm temperatures, and we cool down back to normal at the beginning of next week. For now, I'm Evan Liss in the Cronkite News Weather Center.